What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down the incorrect way to run a whip route. So we're going to be talking about some of the common mistakes that wide receivers make, why they don't get any separation on this whip route, and how you guys can be more explosive with the break point on the whip. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you need to get better with your press releases, you want to learn 20 new press releases, drills to work on each one, and then specific techniques of when to use each press release, check out that very first link in the description below where we offer you guys a 50-minute long video where you can learn 20 press releases, when to use each one, and then specific drills to work on each one of those press releases. So very first link in the description below, fellas, if you need to get better off the line, know what to do, know when to do it, and then specific things to improve it. Let's get started with this video. So now, first things first with this whip route, fellas. Obviously, we're trying to sell what? We are trying to sell slant. And I cannot sell the slant if I don't do these three specific things. If I don't commit my shoulders and my hips, if I'm not in full stride, and if I'm not running hard. So a whip route is considered a double move, right? And for any of you that don't know what a whip route is, I just want to go over it real quick. It's when you break inside of the slant and then you whip it right back out. And that break point right there is where all the separation happens. Now, anytime on a double move, you have to make sure that we do not change speeds. So many wide receivers, what they'll do is they'll break on the whip route and then they start to slow down right before the break point. They're preparing for the break point because they know they have to drop their hips to change direction. But the thing that gets you separation is getting that DB to fully run, fully commit on the slant. And I have to do that by being in full stride, full speed, and committing my shoulders and my hips. That's what I really have to focus on doing. So this receiver, what he does here is he gets to the inside fine, but right before the break point, he starts to ease up. He starts to slow down. And when you start to slow down, that hip drop is not explosive. How you get an explosive hip drop, how you guys create energy at the top of the break is by actually running full speed. There's three phases to every route. You got the stem, you got the break point, which is AKA the energy creation phase, and then you have the acceleration. In this case, the stem is the slant, the break point is the hip drop. And if I don't have speed on that, there's no point in me to snap down violently. If I start to slow down and change my speed to slow down, that's just a huge indicator to this DB that a break is coming. Now, this DB, eyes are in the backfield, not playing the wide receiver's hips, not playing the speed. This is very bad technique. That is very poor technique. But a DB with good technique who is reading my stride, reading my speed, and reading my pad level and my body language, he's going to be all over this route. So we have to make sure, fellas, that we are selling that thing with speed, and the hip drop slows you down. So many wide receivers got it wrong. They think that they have to slow down, then drop their hips. No, the hip drop is going to change direction for you. It's just a more explosive way of doing so. So when I break to that slant route there, it's a violent hip drop. It's not a slow sink of my hips because that doesn't create any explosion. There's no sudden change of direction right there, and that DB will be all over it if he is disciplined. So make sure, fellas, we are snapping this thing off. Now, a great way that you guys can do that, in this receiver, it's hard to show on this example, but like let's say you're just out of field and you're working on your whip route, right? You're working on your route running. You're lined up, like let's say you're lined up right here. Like let's say this is a receiver here and we're doing this whip route. What I would do is I would take 3 steps up to the slant, and then I would go left, right, left, and I would snap on that third step to the slant. So it focuses on, if you guys can get into that habit of thinking in threes, thinking in 3 steps, that will help you guys make those breaks more in stride and trusting your hips to break on those like 2 single steps rather than you chopping your feet, slowing down, just trying to get to a landmark. Okay, so that's what I would do. If I had a receiver and we were working on a whip route and we were working on the break, I would take a press situation out of it, a defense completely out of it, and we would just work in 3s so they get comfortable with selling the stem and using the hip drop to get them out of the break. Okay, let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job getting on the lane of the slant. Great job selling it with his body language, but we got to make sure we have speed, full stride, and an explosive hip drop. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys because you guys help keep the channel rolling. And again, fellas, if you guys would like to learn 20 new press releases, drills for each one, and specific situations when to use each press release in a 50-minute long video, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.